A lot of traders absolutely love the long-legged doji, and in this episode I'm going to show you how to add the code to it to your MetaTrader5 Expert Advisor. You'll absolutely love it. There's a few things that you need in order to be able to complete this episode. First of all, you need to have an Expert Advisor with at least the init, dinit and OnTick functions up and running. If you're interested, you can check out the previous episodes on this channel where I show you how to build your own algorithm, and that'll really set you up for success in that area. However, if you've got your own algorithm, that's totally fine. You just need a way to get it to the OnTick function. Secondly, it's really helpful to have a MetaTrader 5 terminal up and running right next to you while you're doing it. That will allow you to build something and test it straight away, which can be super exciting, but also gives you amazing feedback if something goes wrong. Once you've got those things ready, let's check it out. Here's how we add the long-legged doji to your MetaTrader 5 trading bot. In the previous episode, I showed you how to build the doji star, and we didn't use any input parameters. This time we're going to change it around a little bit. I'll show you how to do it with input parameters, which can be really, really powerful for what we're doing with this series. So let's add in our expert advisor function. Okay, and this is going to be our long-legged doji detector function. Now this is going to return a boolean, which is going to tell us whether or not it's a long-legged doji. And for our input parameters, we're going to have a double, which is an open. Same thing for a close. Thing for a low. Okay, just get rid of this Copilot stuff so I can show you what we're doing. Okay, first of all, we need to get things like the body size and so on. So let me just add in that little close bracket. Okay, so we're going to calculate the body size by saying the double of the body size is the absolute value of the close minus the open. Next, we're going to calculate our upper shadow size. The upper shadow is basically the range between the high and whatever is the highest of the open and close. So upper shadow, okay, so double upper shadow is the high minus the maximum of those. Lower shadow is the opposite. We'll also get the point size for whatever symbol we happen to be calculating. Okay. Now, as I did in the previous episode, we're going to take into account what happens if we're using something like the 1 minute time frame where everything gets a little bit wonky. So from there, we're just going to specify some hard-coded values in terms of points for our candles. Otherwise, we're going to use the standard doji one, which you can view near the end of this video. So here's how we do it. If the body size is equal to 0, okay, if either the upper shadow or the lower shadow is less than 4 points, return false. Okay. Oops. Okay. Now, if it is less than 4 points, it'll actually be detected by the doji star if it is a doji. So that's how we kind of group that up. Then, if we want to say if there's less than 10 points, so else, oops, if there is less than 10 points in each shadow, we're going to add in a branch. Okay, so if upper shadow less than 10 times 1 point. Okay, let's get rid of this for now. Okay, we'll just add an now else statement for now. Come back to that in a moment. So going back to here. Okay, so if we have less than 10 points, okay, if there is more than 1 point difference between the shadows, turn false. Now basically what this does is it takes into account that for a doji the candles need to be, the wicks need to be of relatively equal size. So when it's less than 10 points it gets a little bit more challenging. So that's why we're hard coding it in. we'll look at the Dragonfly and the Gravestone Doji, which do have different wick sizes in future episodes. Okay, now what we want to do is say if they're less than 10 points, but they're within 1 point of each other, we're just going to return true. True. Pretty cool. Now we're going to go into a slightly more common scenario. So let me just scroll my notes up. Okay, so if the wick sizes are greater than 10 points each, then we can go into a more standard calculation for it. Okay, so we can say that the body size must be at least no more than 5%. Then we want to say if either of the shadows are more than 40% of the, less than 40% of the range, return false. Okay, and if there's more than a 10% difference between the shadows, that's also false. Okay, if all of that passes, we can return true. And again, the only way for us to really get to this point is if it is true. So we're going to return true by default. Right, let's compile that to make sure that it's all working. Great, and we'll add it in here. So we've got our Doji star detector from before, but this time we're going to use our new method to check for the long-legged doji. So there we need to get our open price. And then we'll pass it into our long-legged doji and we'll print the result. Okay. Get rid of this because that's a double up. Save it. Compile it. Okay, and you can see no doji star detected and no doji detected, which is a great result. In the next episode, I'll show you how to calculate the gravestone doji, so check it out.